Buster, what is your level of concern for Aaron Judge and them being without him, maybe?
Shay and Chris, I just want to say it's the first time I've ever heard the Mona Lisa compared to a baseball card. Like, I got to get my head around that a little bit, Chris, okay?
Yes, good job, Buster.
So,
good job.
And when we... So when we talk about the Yankees, we have to remember the American League is just not that good. Am I concerned about the Yankees winning the American League East? Absolutely, because Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, they're not close to coming back. But in terms of making the playoffs and perhaps playing deep into October, I think that they will still figure it out before the end of the year. Brian Cashman, their general manager, will be aggressive before the trade deadline, add a reliever, maybe a right-handed batter, and they will get Judge and Stanton back, and they will be a factor again in October.
Buster, are you a little worried? I wasn't here for it, but I know the Cashman press conference seemed to indicate that Judge is still miles away, and they weren't expecting to really see that much with the imaging when they did it in the last week, or when they do it in the upcoming week. I was surprised, and he almost made it sound like we'd be lucky to have him by the end of the year. But is that just him talking? What's your take with that? Let me hear. I was curious there.
No, I think... Yeah, Chris, I think they're slow playing the injury. It's a lot like what the Dodgers have done in recent years, where they're basically telling their stars, look, we just want to make sure you're okay at the end of the year. Cashman acknowledged that Judge is not going to be at 100% when he comes back, but they will get him back for the most meaningful games. I think it surprised people that he's going to be out as long as he is going to be out, which could be, late August, sometime early September. Shay, I would definitely take the Dodgers. Look, they're on a 101-win pace, and think about what hasn't gone well for them. Blake Snell hasn't pitched. Tyler Glasnow's on the injured list. Kyle Tucker, who they spent so much money on in the offseason, he hasn't played that well, and yet here they are, again, the team to beat. I think the best of the Dodgers is yet to come when they, again, after slow playing these injuries, get Edwin Diaz and other guys back. They're going to be a great team by the time we get to October.
Now, I understand Buster's take there, and, they are going to be the one seed and everything else. I'm just going to go the other way because it's so hard to win 3 in a row. The Yankees are the last team to do it. The A's did it once. To win 3 World Championships in a row, the ball is going to bounce the wrong way. Somebody's going to get a bloop. The center fielder is not going to make the catch. ICAP will be safe at the plate on the little ground ball that Rojas hit. So because of that and the nature of baseball where it sort of evens out, I would take the field. Now, the problem is, as Buster just indicated, how many teams does that include? Maybe the Phillies, maybe Atlanta, and maybe, Milwaukee? I mean, there's not that many teams that really could beat them in a short series. But I'll still take the field because of the fact it's so hard to win 3 straight.
Shay, you need to move far away from Mad Dog as you possibly can.
Goodbye.
Because he's probably about to get struck by lightning sometime soon. Because he's been doing nothing but lying since the LaMelo Ball topic. Everybody is waiting on LeBron James. Everybody, listen. Do I want him to hurry up and make a decision? Absolutely. But he is showing, once again, that he's still the most powerful person in the game of basketball. He's still the most powerful person in the game of basketball. Right now, guess what? Giannis then went to Miami. Jaylen Brown has been traded. All these things have been going on. But the topic has been LeBron James. You know why? Because this is what we talk about, greatness. And I always go back to the 2 P's. In today's world, it's easy for anybody to be popular. But you're a difference maker when you're powerful. LeBron James moved the needle. He can take it as long as he wants. And guess what? Not only is the fan base, the fans around the NBA are going to wait, but guess what? The teams who want him, they're going to wait as well. Because he is LeBron James, and he's still playing at an elite level, and adding him to one of these rosters that's out there pursuing them, guess what? Absolutely elevates them and puts them closer to winning the NBA championship. He's still a guy that's going to go out there and get you 27-7 on any given night. He's proven that he could play off the ball. He showed last year that he's willing to take a back seat and be a third option. At the age of 41, LeBron James is still holding the keys to the entire NBA. And it pisses old school people off like Mad Dog.
Well,
That's why he's so mad right now. You know why? You know why I want to kill you? It's because you're lying to me, you're lying to Shay, and you're lying to yourself. You know good damn and well that it's Big Body Brunson. And don't come give me one moment from OG and the NBA Finals against a team that he was expected to lose by. And he did it in great fashion. And then in the closeout game, on the road in Wemby's house. He goes in there and drops 45. We're not having a game 6 back in the Garden. I'm going to end this on the road. And when you think about the story, you think about the narratives, you think about no 6'2" guard and under could get it done. There's only 2 that have done it in our lifetime. Well, in my lifetime, Isaiah Thomas with the Pistons and Steph Curry. And all of a sudden, you see a second-round pick that the Dallas Mavericks gave up on, goes to the Mecca and has to deal with the media, the voices from you, the voices from Stephen A., and ignore all of that and put this team on his back, along with the help of others, and come out victorious? I think it's a no-brainer here. The only thing that I disagree with is that the ESPYs is tonight, Shay. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when Jalen Brunson does walk across this stage, because there's no way in hell he doesn't win this award, I should have been the one up there presenting it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Why you?
I should have been the one.
Why you?
I should have.
So is the winner of this match, in your eyes, a lock to win the World Cup?
This is the final.
Okay.
And I say that respectfully to England and to Argentina, but in these two teams, you've got potent attacks. You got star players, Lamine Yamal, a teenage sensation who's taken the world by storm. Kylian Mbappe, when it's all said and done, will have every record in World Cup history. You've got the French national team that's just accustomed to playing big tournaments, big moments, and the Spanish national team that's overwhelmed everybody in the last 2 years. This is the advanced final, and the winner of this will be overwhelmingly the favorite in the final versus Argentina or England.
Yeah, the winner here is the favorite, especially if it's France. Like I'm just going to ride on France all the way through this thing. Now, if Spain wins, and you go against somebody like Messi, yes, you will have Spain as a favorite, but there's still going to be this belief that Messi can sort of figure this thing out and pull this thing through, even though Spain will be favorite. Yes, I do think, but we just saw it in the NBA, right, where we had everybody was saying San Antonio and OKC, that was a lock to win it all. If they make it, the New York Knicks snuck in and win. You only got to beat the team in front of you. And if France is not there, then you have a shot.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to regret it because they didn't land Giannis. That's the biggest thing in this whole situation. They didn't land Giannis. If you're going to trade a top 10 player, one of the better two-way players in this game in Jaylen Brown, you got to get something back that's worth it. And they didn't. And so at the end of the day, when you look at Brad Stevens, we can talk about he picked a side. We can talk about the salary cap or the second apron or them eating up 70% of the money between Brown and Tatum. Who gives a damn? It's about the return and what you got back for him. Because here's another thing I'm going to say. Who's to say that Jason Tatum is going to finish his career in a Celtic uniform? If Brad Stevens don't get him the help that he need to be able to compete as a number one option. It's nothing safe around the NBA. So if Jason Tatum becomes disgruntled up in the next 2 or 3 years, who's to say he's going to retire as a Celtic? You'll look back on this moment and said, we didn't get Giannis, but you got me Paul George. And you expect me to be a miracle worker with this. Like KG is right. If you're going to trade Jaylen Brown, a guy that finished top 5 in the MVP conversation, then damn it, you got to get something back. The Lakers got more back Utah got more back, in my opinion, for Walker Kessler than the Celtics did for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're telling me, Vinny, that LeBron James, that Cleveland is not on this list with the same coach you just talked about? Yes or no?
Oh, it's on the list. Yeah, but you said why doesn't he just sign with them if he's not ring chasing? That wasn't the question you asked, Perk. Don't flip the question, big bro.
You know why he's not signing with them? Because he's been waiting on them to make a move. You know what? I'm 90% sure that if Cleveland would have made a move and got Jaylen Brown and possibly traded Donovan Mitchell for Jaylen Brown, I'm 90% sure we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. The problem is that he doesn't trust their roster. And so at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, in order for LeBron James to go to Cleveland, I don't believe that if he does end up in Cleveland, he's not going to end up over there for a vet minimum. I believe that Cleveland is actually going to pay him more money than the other teams that he's considering. So again, what I'm expressing is, I believe that LeBron James wants to win another ring on his way out. This is the only reason that he's sitting up here weighing his options. Y'all agree or disagree?
Yeah, he is weighing the option, but like we talked about, he doesn't want to go to OKC or San Antonio or New York. He also ain't going to Brooklyn. Like he's picking something that's in the middle that has a realistic chance to win a championship, but has a realistic chance where he is going to make a difference. When you eat dinner, you're gonna go to a steakhouse, you're gonna go to the grocery store and cook your own, or you're gonna hunt and gather. I'm not going to go hunt and gather and go find and like with a knife and find some dinner. I'm gonna do something in the middle. That's what LeBron's doing. He's trying to cook a dinner. He's not trying to go to the steakhouse or go hunt.
What was your reaction to the way the fight ended?
I'm going to start with the diplomatic answer first, which is I felt bad for all the fans. I felt bad for everyone in attendance who paid to be there, everyone who tuned in to see it, because there was a lot of anticipation. We haven't seen him in 5 years. That said, this was the third easiest bet of my life, and that outcome was extremely predictable and also highly lucrative. If you want the top 3 bets all time, number 1, 2018 Super Bowl national anthem. Shout out Pink. Over-under was 2 minutes, came in at 154. How did we know? Rehearsals. She did 4 rehearsals in 1 minute, 54 seconds, 2 days before the event. That information got out. Easiest bet ever. Bet number 2, McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. That was the most obvious layup in the history of layups, but you got a good price because everyone actually thought a guy who didn't box was going to beat one of the greatest boxers of all time. And then this number 3. And again, people are upset. 92% of the money that was wagered at DraftKings was on Conor McGregor, a fighter who was 37 years old, hadn't fought in 5 years, hadn't won or had won 1 time since the Obama administration, and yet people were betting him. It was an absolute layup. Holloway's fantastic. It's unfortunate that it went down like this, but I think even if he doesn't get hurt, he's still getting smacked. So ultimately, third greatest bet of all time. I'm very content.